Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's TheHappieCat here, and today we're going to talk about productivity. Since even though I'm a bit quieter on YouTube, I've found I've actually been pretty efficient with my free time, which is awesome to say because I feel like it's the first time I've been able to confidently say that ever. And productivity can mean a lot of things, but for me, it's mainly been getting started on new projects and actually keeping up with them. And I wouldn't say I found some secret method to productivity. If I did, I'd probably have a book on Amazon to promote in the description down below. Anyway, it's more like I've found some things that have pointed me in the right direction, and I'm kind of riding that wave and it's going well, but it's not like they're foolproof. And it's totally possible that depending on who you are, your personality, what you're doing, my ideas may not work for you at all, which is fine. Okay, first and foremost, the thing that I wish I had actually understood and internalized from the beginning is to spend as little time planning as possible. Planning is good, don't get me wrong, but your planning time should be minimized in favor of actually doing the thing you need to do. In another sense, if you want to, let's say, start exercising more, I think it's good to minimize the time spent obsessing over like what pair of running shoes to get or how much protein you need until you actually start exercising more. For me, I spend a lot of unnecessary effort thinking way too long term and way too in depth about all the goals I want to accomplish for the next 5 years. And of course, those kind of rigid plans collapse within about a day or two as soon as anything changes. It's really easy to feel like those kind of plans are productive, but it's just raw effort. Like if you tense up your muscles right now and squeeze really, really tight, you feel like you just exerted a lot of effort, but you didn't apply it anywhere. I mean, I guess we're closer to the heat death of the universe. You burned like 1% of a calorie or something. But in any case, I think these mega plans happen when you're more focused on the result or wouldn't it be cool if I did this, this, and this, and then I could be here, rather than appreciating and caring and enjoying the process of doing the thing you need to do. So my solution is to do the bare minimum. And now this is like my, specific method, but I swear I'm not peddling some, BS self-help book. This is just my actual method that I've been maintaining for a couple years now, and it's really been working for me. So first, I just have a one-sentence understanding of what my goal for the month is. Maybe that's finishing a complete feature in my dev stuff or post a video to YouTube. And then I make a list of every single task that needs to get done within the next week only. I always think just 1 week ahead and then have a general idea of my long-term plans. So making a list of every single task for this week, like maybe that's an appointment, a lunch meeting, doing the laundry, doing the dishes, and then a bunch of small tasks for my projects. So instead of saying make the dialogue system for the game, I'll break it down into stupidly simple terms like make text box appear, and then when you press button, text box shows new text. Little tasks that you can read almost like an instruction manual, because when I'm really tired on a weeknight and I've already spent a whole day working, it helps to be able to read off it almost like you're building a Lego set and you don't have to think too hard about the design. You can just get started coding and building. And then what I'll do is I have each day of the week written out. Right now I use OneNote. I used to use the little task checklist in Gmail. You can use paper. You can use whatever you want. The point is you don't need a particular app or method. Just write out every day of the week and decide how many of the tasks from your list you could reasonably finish in that day, and just try to evenly allocate and distribute them. And once I've finished all of those things for the day, I can do whatever I want until I go to sleep. Of course, there are other days where things just come up, or you have an emotional block and your body is rejecting putting any amount of effort into anything, in which case I'll be honest with myself and say, okay, forcing myself to do these things is going to make me really stressed out and angry, and I'm not going to be that productive, so I will just take a quality break and actually relax so that, I feel good for the next day. And I'll move those tasks, distribute them throughout the week, or move them to the next week if I can. And if I keep putting off tasks over and over, which I'm guessing is the concern here. First, if I'm giving myself a realistic quantity of tasks for the day, if it's a realistic goal, because once again, it's easy to get into that, like, wouldn't it be cool if I got so much done today, versus really accepting where your current level of like effort and energy is, and working from there. Like, if you're getting nothing done, just start with one thing, and that's better than nothing. But honestly, the core of what's helped me become more productive has been facing my emotions head on, like improving as a person, working through difficult, gross life stuff and bad habits and negative thoughts, and figuring out what I want and why that's important to me. So I guess I just want to give like a rapid fire excerpt of the life lessons and attitudes that have been helping me recently. So I'll just try to go quickly, because otherwise I'll just keep talking and talking forever. So, all right, first, the mantra that I just repeat to myself all the time is to confront reality. It's so crucial to confront reality. And for me, that can mean all kinds of things. Like, if there's a technical problem that I'd rather not have to deal with, I just make myself sit down and figure out exactly what I know, what I don't know, what questions need to be asked, and who can answer them. Just design a plan of attack as soon as I get like scared because I don't know how to get started on it. Or if it's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep because I keep thinking of terrible or just cringeworthy memories, I try to face those. I try not to flinch. I try to just work through it and be very honest and objective. Just work through it instead of just starting a negative cycle. If there's something I keep putting off, in short, I just try to do it. Like, that's the first thing on my list. As soon as I identify that I want to run away from something, I'm like, all right, that's task number 1 for today. And then next thing is to just focus on yourself. Don't get stuck fantasizing about a role model or an idol. Like, sometimes I obsessively will learn the entire professional history of someone I think is cool or successful, and I just feel so behind. Like, why don't I have a multi-million-dollar business at age 20? And that's just me inventing completely random metrics for success and then feeling bad about it. Like, as soon as I reach a goal, I just arbitrarily pick some other point for no reason. And, it's so silly because I had my own childhood and circumstances and passions and random encounters that led me to where I am. So how could I possibly make benchmarks based on someone else's life with completely different random factors that influence them? You know what I mean? Like, if you want to do something as interesting or remarkable as the people you look up to, you need to find your own way. Like, maybe it's a path that's happier or more stable, or maybe you do something that no one's done before. You can just take the best lessons that you've learned from the people you look up to, and then sort of, go with your own flavor and style. And I guess going along with that, the last thing is that you'll probably never feel fully satisfied with where you're at, wherever it is you decide to go, whatever path you take. And I don't mean that in a totally negative way. I just think no matter how much you improve over months or years, no matter how hard you work or how far you've come, today, right now, is your norm. It's what you find average and unexciting, I guess. And I know as soon as I start to fulfill the goals that right now I think are super cool and far away, I think as soon as I reach those points, I'll probably immediately start thinking of the next cool, faraway thing. And so I think there's no point in rushing towards goals and feeling that kind of pressure. I'm finding a lot of comfort and happiness in working at a slow but consistent pace, because I can actually enjoy the process instead of feeling panicked and bad about myself. Anyway, that's about it from me. This is just kind of the mindset that's been helping me lately, and I wanted to keep it quick, so I hope something in here resonated with one of you out there. I guess in conclusion, if I had to summarize, to me, the secret to productivity, it sounds kind of obvious, but it's just to do the thing you need to do. I think the trouble is minimizing the noise that's impeding you from that. I have a lot more I could say, and so maybe those stories will show up in a 2 a.m. vlog at some point. This is just a snapshot of what's been on my mind lately, and I'm working to get content out more frequently, so definitely subscribe if you'd like to see more, and especially more technical videos and tutorials. But most importantly, for now, have a happy day wherever you are, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!